I know a lot of you guys have been asking for a video like this where I go through every single position and give you 3 of the best players that I've used throughout FIFA 17. So if you're looking to build your final mega team going into FIFA 18, or if you haven't used any of these players in the list, I would fully recommend you to do so. So if you can support the video, drop a big juicy thumbs up. If you're needing game codes or anything game related, head over to g2a.com, use that code Fuji to get yourself a discount on all orders, and let's head into it. It would be nice to see some of your favorite players that you've used during FIFA 17, so if you want to drop a comment, that would be fantastic. Taking a look at the top 3 goalkeepers that I've tried on the game, oh dear, where is Hugo Lloris? At the start of the game, he was my go-to keeper on pretty much any account that I use. Halfway through to where we are now, I've stopped using him, and the reason alone are finesse shots on the edge of the box. He can't deal with them. He struggles. Instead of positioning himself straight so he can just dive, use his left hand or right hand, whichever angle it's coming in, he will turn his body and it will be right next to him and he still doesn't make the save. I don't know if that's broken game mechanics or he just has a hard time dealing with long shots. His reflex saves are good. He parries it a little bit too much for my liking. He doesn't grab hold of it, so that in effect allows your opponent to just have an easy tap in. He still makes my top 4 though, and he's just missed out. The top 3, the best keeper on the game overall, and you can really feel the quality in game, is De Gea. Does make a few mistakes now and again, but without a doubt, best keeper on the game. He pulls off saves, which I didn't really expect him to get, so yeah, I love him for that. The other 2 are overpowered. You've got the Premier League Butland, which is literally Butland, and then you've got the Bundesliga Butland. Fairman, maybe a surprise to some of you, very good, reliable. Tall, reflex saves, his speed doesn't really make any difference, and then you know what Butland's like, they are just the best keepers on the game. So if you haven't tried Fairman, use him, see what you like. If you don't get on with him, then the other 2, fantastic. So who thought I'd include Chris Smalling in my top 3 centre backs? Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys would have him in your top 3. He's just missed out, unfortunately for me. Number 4 he makes, but these top 3 are genuinely the best defenders on the game for me. Ferdinand and Laurent Blanc, they mirror each other. I can't tell you who's better. I seriously can't. If you're on Xbox, the best thing to do is purchase them both. It's going to cost you maybe like 700, 800,000 coins, and you're going to have the best defensive partnership on the game, or very close to that. Chiellini, you have players that on this game have a nice tackle. Beckenbauer, I was only speaking about him a couple of weeks ago. What Chiellini is bringing to your team, he has the pace, the height, the physical, the tackling, and he struggles to lose an aerial battle. That's how good he is in the air. So Chiellini and partnered up with any of these, like literally you could use any of those cards and do a very good job at the back. So yeah, if you haven't tried Chiellini, give him a go. If you're on PlayStation, if you're on Xbox, bring in the best cards. As much as I would have loved to have included Aurier as the top 3 right backs on the game, you're going to be facing Ronaldo, team of the season cards, and yes, he will put in a good shift, he's not as effective. If we go back to the start of the game, he would have 100% made my top 3 as a non-informed card. Looking at the ones that we have in the list, Walker is the out and out best right back. He's got the height, the pace, the physical stats over these guys, whereas Philipp Lahm has the better tackle, the positioning, he's got a good mind for the game. A little bit weak though. I still think he makes my top 3 as the right back. Then you've got Coleman that is very similar to Aurier. High work rates, he's a little bit slower, but you don't really tend to notice that in game. So strong going into the tackles, his face up dribbling is perfect, and he is such a good card. Very strong. So those are my top 3 right backs. Would you agree with that? Have you used them before, or who maybe hasn't made the list? Drop in the comments. There's an interesting story when it comes to my favourite left backs on the game, Alonso and Bremer. Those 2 I hated. Well, no, I wouldn't go as far to say I hated Marcos Alonso. I was wanting that team of the season to have like an insane upgrade. Although he still makes my top 3, he wasn't as good as I was expecting. Still great. 6'2", fast, strong into the tackles. I love him. With Bremer, I couldn't stand him. The first couple of games, he was pushing up way too high. I didn't like him on the ball. And then when I saw past that, he started to feature a little bit more. And the tackles and what he was doing for my team, it was second to none really. And he is my favourite left back on the game. He picks up goals when it's just random shots. He's great. If you can see past that dribbling, which probably will affect a few of you, He's one of the best left backs on the game. And then Alexandro, I had to include him. And there's a trend really with my fullbacks. High work rates, Coleman, Aurier, Alexandro, Marcus Alonso. If I can get high to high, that's what I will bring into my team. But yeah, Alexandro, he's still great, even against like team of the seasons. This trio right here needs no introduction. I'm sure a lot of you will agree that it is 3 of the best players that you can purchase on the game. If you've been on Xbox and you've had the luxury of trying someone like Gullit, you'll find yourself in a position where it's difficult to part ways with the card. You just need him in your team. His defense and attacking threat is probably the best on the game, I would say. He has the edge over Kante with the height, but then Kante is better at tackling because he's a little bit more agile to position. It's difficult, so you want the best of both worlds. Have them in your team and they're going to destroy. So those are my 2 favourite CDMs, but what Pogba brings over, I'd say over Gullit, because Kante still has very nice agility and dribbling. Pogba brings the skills in that CDM position. So depending on your style and if you want to be attacking, you bring in Pogba and he has incredible interceptions, very good on the ball, and then he has long shots, he can overlap. My preferred CDM partnership though is Gullit and Kante without a doubt, but Pogba, he has to make top 3. So out of all of the positions in this video today, the top 3 centre mids, it is so difficult to separate which one is the best. So they all make number 1. You've got Isco that brings the flair, so many traits to his name, and his finishing is ridiculously reliable. Outside the box finesse shots, inside the box with that 4-star weak foot, great. And he plays very similar to Modric. They're quick, can get tackles in. Modric does have the better tackle, and when we were pushing for top 100 weekly, we had Modric in the team and he secured that. So many important goals, and his finishing is very overpowered. And then you have Dele Alli that's a complete opposite. To a certain extent, he has so much more height, he can throw himself about, and his finishing is very good. Like, and he can tackle. I don't know which one is better. It's so difficult. I love them all. Pretty much the same. Yeah. Those are my top 3. Those of you that have had the chance to try the Team of the Year Suarez and the SBC Suarez, let me know if I'm not alone here when I say the Team of the Year doesn't perform as well as the SBC card. Could that be down to the unnatural boost to the shot power, the overall finishing? So when you are through on goal, he might pull his shots wide. That's what I've experienced. Yes, it feels a lot quicker, but overall my confidence with the SBC version is so much higher, like popping finesse shots. Like, I don't even think when I take on shots with the SBC card, and that's why he makes my top 3. I do play him as a cam. You've got Dybala that performs better than Messi on the pitch for me. He brings the strength. That 3-star weak foot at times is a little bit of a letdown, but he makes up for it with pace, aggression. Like, he can run in behind. You can play him wherever really on the pitch. So I love him as a cam. And then Eriksen, you got the 5-star weak foot, the 4-star skills, and he's so fun to use and position. So those are my top 3 cams on the game. When it comes to right wings, right mids on this game, I tend to play them either as the middle cam or as a right attacking mid. You'll notice in the Road to Glory series, I'm always pressing start, changing up formation. So the top 3 wingers, you'll probably be thinking to yourselves, where's Messi? Now, there's a trend going on here. They all have the right foot. So if I'm playing them in a right attacking midfield position, when I'm building up in the middle, naturally they're going to overlap and already create the angle to drive it across. So when I use Messi, I'm having to play and cater for his style, which completely changed the dynamic of my team, and effectively I play worse when I have someone like Messi. When I bring in George Best, naturally he slots into that position, takes those strikes and gets me goals. Gelson Martins, very nice on the ball, and he's a cheaper option for you guys to give a go. He's 20,000 coins and he's up there. Well, he's my top 3 wingers on this game. So good for cheap teams, and he can really perform against the best of the best. And then you've got Lucas that I had to include. You got to respect him. I used his non-inform at the start all the way through the game. His face-up dribbling, he is so smooth. It's like Sterling, but then he has a better shot, arguably. Now maybe he won't be as good, but those are my 3 go-to wingers for cheap teams, for expensive teams, and your medium ones. So yeah, go and try them out. Moving across to the opposite side, we have some of the best players on the game right here. Team of the season Hazard. Do I need to say any more? Probably. You guys send me messages suggesting that you can't get on with the card as well as I can. What could that be? Well, where are you playing him? As a striker, as a left winger, as a cam? I'd recommend him in that cam position. His 4-star weak foot feels like a 5-star when overlapping and running through. His dribbling on the ball, he has strength, he can hold on to possession, and he's quick. He's beautiful, he suits my style, love him. Then you've got Ronaldo, who is the best player overall on this game. Height, 5-star skills, basically a 5-star weak foot, although it's a 4-star, feels really good. So he's the best card that you can purchase, and then Forsberg even makes the list. Surprisingly to some of you, he is so underrated on this game. I use him as a cam. Some of you might not want to start the game and position him. The only awkward thing is his chemistry. It's difficult. Not many people like to build full Bundesliga sides, so that is a little bit of an issue there. His passing, his shooting, his 4-star, he has pretty much everything that you need from a cam, and he's strong as well. So yeah, those are my top 3 wingers that pretty much get position changed in-game. Saving the best to last, top 3 strikers on this game. Oh wow, Lacazette, since the start until now, and it will continue to be the case all the way up until FIFA 18, he has followed us through. And at the beginning of the road to glory, when we had that cheap French team, we saved up enough coins to make the purchase of Lacazette, and that had to be the best ever buy I've made on any ultimate team. I was still understanding the game. It was early days. He brought something different to my team, and till this day, the style that I take up and play has been molded around that Lacazette card. That's how much of an impact he made for my team, and he has so much room for error. Like when you're running through on goal, and maybe you've put a little bit too much power behind your strike, it will still find a way to go in. And it blows my mind that some people don't like Lacazette on this game, because he is like just a step above so many other cards that I've used. So yeah, I don't know how you don't get on with him, but each their own. You know the other card in the list, and it is Human Son, and I've only recently used him. When he had that Player of the Month card, the 84, it was good, it wasn't fantastic, and then a couple of informs, what I noticed is that his agility and dribbling wasn't that great. Then he kept releasing, well, EA kept releasing informs, and this 90 rated striker and also the 89 winger is the best, well, probably the best striker right now on the game, because of that 5-star weak foot, the 4-star skills, the A's that just go in his favor, the strength that he has over any of these cards. Literally the best striker that you can purchase. Whereas Martial, his non-inform card was competing with the best of the best, and still does. You don't really need the inform, but the inform striker is good. You notice a little bit in the strength as well that's been increased. What a card he is. Like, every single one of these attackers can do everything, which is brilliant. And I think at least 3 of them, well, 2 of them, 3 of them have speed dribbler trait. I could be mistaken, but maybe that's why I like them as well. And like technical dribble, they can do what I like to do on the game. So that's the list of players that are the best players in each position. If you guys want to drop in the comment section the ones that you've enjoyed, and leave a like on the video, that'd be much appreciated, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys. Team out. Peace.